and special guest. So it gets 2 specials. If you were watching the show right now, you see a very, very cool looking, handsome stud to my left.
Your left.
And you're thinking, Ken would never, ever be able to hang out with somebody like that in real life.
Some might call him a snack, Ken.
Oh, really? I feel very weird about calling him a snack. I'll be honest.
Well, I can call him that.
Jade's better half. I don't know if I'm supposed to say that either.
That's the first time I've ever been called the better half.
I'm only doing it because you're on the show. No one believes for a second
she's
that
the
you're
better half.
But I believe you can call him a snack.
Yes, I can.
But I, on the other hand, I'm going to stay away from that. But he's in here for a reason, and we've been hearing from you, the people, about this economy that we're in, where people are making more money.
Mm-hmm.
But Jade, you know this. Things cost a whole lot more money. Inflation has been stubborn. Those grocery bills, everything bills.
Today's prices are
higher.
not yesterday's prices.
That's exactly right. And so what we've seen, Jade, as a result of this, is we've seen the gig economy, which is a new way of saying the side hustle economy. Maybe I drive a little bit of Uber. I do some delivery. I do a lot of different things. We're seeing the freelance economy for white-collar workers. And I'll give you one example, maybe a programmer who can obviously do some high-end programming. They're getting contract work through freelance because companies are not as excited about offering a full-time salary when they can get you at a contract level. So all that said, the side hustle is a big search engine thing right now. People want to know, what can I do? How can I do it? Because I want some extra money. And so we were talking about this, and this guy to my left, he's a stud in a lot of ways. But you guys figured out the side hustle thing, and he's got a really cool gig as a side hustle. So I wanted you to set that up, and then I'm going to ask him how he got there, because I think our audience can learn something from him.
Yeah, people want to know how to do this. And, a lot of folks know our story. We paid off $460,000 of debt. And that wasn't just with our, day-to-day income. We did a lot of side hustles. And our mantra early on was, instead of going, now I'm not poo-pooing this because you do what you got to do. But for us, instead of going out and doing the Ubers and the DoorDashes and the Instacarts, we were like, I feel like we can take our skills and make more money doing things that we enjoy doing that are already a commodity for other people. We can offer services. So it was anything from dog training to Sam was designing websites, and both of us were teaching lessons. I did voice lessons. Sam did, piano and guitar lessons. And out of that came this idea that, hey, like, we can set our own hours, we can make money. And during the pandemic, everything was shut down. Us being in entertainment, everything was shut down. And Sam came up to me, he goes, hey, I know that we're watching every dollar right now, but do you think that we can arrange for me to pull $170 out of the budget because I have a side hustle that I want to invest in? And I'm like, oh boy, everything's shut down. I'm like, you want to do $170 for what? And he's like, Jade, I want to resell Jordans, like
As
Jordan tennis shoes.
Air Jordan sneakers if you're over 50, tennis shoes if you're, I don't know if you call them shoes, basketball shoes. Sneakers, thank you. Oh, sneakers still works for the youngsters?
That's what
they're calling it?
Yeah, tennis shoes is a old guy.
Show you how. So I flipped it.
Yeah, you flipped it.
Yeah, it shows you how in touch I am with the youth. So what did you think when he first throws at, I want to resell Air Jordans and all this stuff?
Look, Sam can do anything. Like, he's not a guy that lets you down. Like, he's a person who, even if I don't know how to do it, Jade, I'm going to figure out how to do it. So when he said that, at first, because money was funny during the pandemic, I was like, at first I was like, I don't know. But then I was like, you know what? It's Sam. Yes. Go do it.
That's all you did.
Yes.
You just said, in Sam I trust. And
in
you
Sam
didn't
I
ask
trust.
questions. Okay. So Sam.
No, I was like, come tell me when you make some money.
Well, right. But I love that you didn't ask a bunch of questions like, what's it going to cost? What's your margins? She didn't do any of that. But
he's savvy on that stuff.
So, okay. How did you get the idea? This is what I want people to hear. Because you were doing lots of different things, and it comes to you, all right, I want to do this. I think I should do this.
Okay, let me back up. I didn't come to you with the idea in 2020. I came in 2019, the end of 2019. And I'm saying this because...
Oh, this could get awkward.
I don't know. Go ahead.
Because in 2019, I came with the idea. I said, hey, I need $170. I just want to try this.
Yeah.
And I bought a pair of Jordans for retail, and I sold them the next day for $900.
Woo!
I made like $750. I couldn't believe it. I was shocked. And so now fast forward to 2020, for the next year or 18 months, I kept trying to do that over and over, basically like win the lottery.
Okay.
And that's not how it works.
Right.
And one day Jade and I were talking and she was like, dude, you're trying to be the hare, not the tortoise. And I realized that I just had struck lightning one time. And then I really needed to figure out how this thing actually works. And that's when I really got into it.
But now why did you initially like the idea?
It's one of those things when I was a kid, I loved Jordans.
Right.
And I figured if I want to buy Jordans, what's a better way to buy them without spending like your own normal budget money than resell them and spend that money?
So instead of house flipping, you're a Jordan flipper.
Yeah.
That's what you
I mean,
did.
on the side for fun.
Right.
Yeah.
So, okay, so now we've got the right timeline.
Yeah.
All right. And so now she says you need to be the tortoise. What did that look like?
So that looked like me going to, so I had like $800 in this account that I had made. I piddled it all away trying to figure out other things. What that looked like once I decided to be the tortoise, I basically had $170 again. I'd go to Nike outlets and I'd buy anything that there was a profit margin on.
Even if it was like $10.
Yeah. If I told myself, if I can make a 10% profit on this shoe, I don't care if it's $5, that's a win.
Right.
And if I can make $5 100 times, that's $500.
So then you just started doing this, started stacking the money, and
Started
now you
stacking the
figured
money.
it out.
Yes, I figured it out. The hard part, the discipline, is you can't spend any of that money. You just have to keep flipping it.
Right.
Until you do have profit.
Until you do have profit that you can pull out of it, to then use.
And the more profits you have, then you could buy a little bit more expensive shoe and then have higher margin.
Exactly. So then I stopped going to the outlets. I started going to the retail stores. And, a lot of people, what you'll see online is a lot of people are trying to basically win these draws.
Right.
I was going to the mall, doing the hard work. Right. I went to the mall every day for 60 days straight.
So give me a percentage. What kind of margins are you making now on Jordans?
It just depends on the shoe, but...
Well, it also depends on your customer because that's a big part is using your network.
Yeah. Proximity principle kicked in big time.
So now you got people coming to you.
Yeah, I got a lot of people coming to me, and we're musicians, so I got a lot of artists and athletes, pro athletes and stuff coming to me, and so those shoes have a bigger margin, so I can make 100 or 200% on that shoe.
Do you guys mind? Can we share with the audience what kind of money you're making on the side just in this?
When within a year of him doing it, he was putting about $500 to $700 on the budget every month.
When I start, when it picked up.
Once it picked up, like I said, about a year.
What are you making now?
So on a good month, it varies. I don't push as hard as I once did because this was sustaining us through COVID. But the most I've made in a month is $7,000.
Flipping Jordans,
folks. That's over $80,000 a year for those of you that need a calculator. That's unbelievable money. So here's why we brought Sam in. I wanted this audience to see and hear the story. Here's what it started out with. Something that he was interested in. He's a creative guy, but he wasn't designing or doing this. He just simply going, I like shoes. I like the kicks. I think there's margin here. And he began to do it on a disciplined level after he figured out, I'm not going to strike gold. He stayed with it. Mm-hmm. He's now built a reputation and a clientele.
Yeah.
And he's figured out the fine print on how to do it right. We could go into deep detail of how you find the shoes, where you find the shoes, which one. So here's what I want you to hear. The takeaway from Sam Warshaw is, if you want to have a side hustle that you're willing to stick with and be disciplined, pick something that you really enjoy. Mm-hmm. You'll stick with it through the ups and the downs. Did you say that's true?
100%.
There it is.
You stay excited about it. It's
$80,000+ flipping Jordans.
Woo!
Don't tell me
you
the
can do
American
anything out
dream
here.
is not alive and well. My goodness, that's not a side hustle. That's a dream job for some of you.